All right, I'm excited about this one. I wouldn't have said that when we first started, but Joe's personality started to come out there, about halfway through?
Yeah, I would say
He
halfway.
started to show he's a little bit of a sicko, a little weird. Gus is Gus. Gus is standard Gus all the time.
Social studies teacher.
Gus is the guy you want to. Gus is the guy you want to marry your daughter. Joe, you'd be doing weird stuff, and I don't know. I don't want to sign up for that, But plus, I don't know that headset's your hair ain't doing so good right now. I don't want it to rub out the rest that's left up there. I'm sorry. You want to trade?
I think it's because I have vivid dreams.
So, like I was talking about with Wyatt a minute ago, this place is here to impact kids, right? That's why we built it. Me and my bride, I think she had dreams of Turks and Caicos when I retired, and I started working twice as much and didn't have an off season.
Yeah.
So, but I finally now, God love Alicia Smith and putting up with my crap all these years. Now I think she's over the last 6 months to a year. She's been like, all right, babe, I get it. Like it's pretty special what's going on here. I know I had to lose you for 2 years, but I'm home more now, and the place is rolling and all that. So kids. We'll talk a little about your childhoods and your upbringing and what impacted you the most, and I'll let you do your one, kind of advice for the kiddos or whatever. And then why'd you choose Triple F and all those cool things, and how's this experience been, and do you like me? Do you like Rich? Do you not like me? Not like Rich? And all that cool stuff. So that's what we're going to get into, boys. So we'll start with Big Joe. Start with Big Joe. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Big Joe. And by the way, these two guys wanted to do it together. So another awesome thing about the offensive line. There's no reason you guys should have ever met each other in life. It's the game of football and the offensive line room, and it's just such a cool deal. So this is my oxygen.
No.
I lose my oxygen when you guys leave. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to kick you out of here.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited for you.
Yeah. We even played each other.
Preseason. Yep.
Yeah,
First game.
first game. Beat the crap out of us.
I hate to see it. To see it. Did you have any pride in yourself after that game? Be honest.
Well, they're actually on a pretty good winning streak. Was it 23 straight or something?
It was something like that, yeah.
And our old GA was coaching there, so it was kind of nice to beat him. But
our tight ends coach.
I met all those boys at SS Pro Day.
Oh yeah.
It seemed like it was fun to be there playing ball. As long as I've played around good coaches, bad coaches, good cultures, bad cultures, it felt you can feel it.
Yeah.
And obviously they're in the honeymoon stage right now, so
Oh, yeah.
they get their teeth kicked in the first time. He's going to be missing those 23-game winning streaks probably.
Yeah.
But it's big boy ball now, and everybody says he's unreal. I'm sure,
yeah.
from what I hear, he turned down a ton of jobs until that one came available. So good for him. Hopefully he turns it around, because I feel like all of you all are from colleges that that's all there is. Like you drive from Spokane, Washington to Pullman, Washington, and there's nothing, and then boom, Wazoo's right there. I'm assuming Oklahoma State's probably pretty similar.
yeah, around there, the closest thing probably Oklahoma City, about an hour away. But Stillwater ain't very big anyways. But
As a college kid, you're not driving an hour away ever.
no, you drive 30 minutes, you can be in the middle of nowhere pretty much.
Yeah, and then I can't even imagine up there where you are. Lord have mercy. South Dakota. I'm actually going to Mount Rushmore.
Oh, have you ever been?
No. So I've been begging my wife to buy an RV for 10 years. She will put her foot down. Literally, no. The answer is no.
Yeah.
And so I just, I went and bought a crappy pontoon boat off Craigslist last week because I had to feel my itch.
Yeah.
I'm going to rebuild it, make it a little redneck shanty for the lake. But anyways, so I rented an RV.
Yeah.
We've done the beach thing. We're obviously right here in Tennessee. We can get to Florida in 8 hours. We can get to the Carolina beaches in 7 hours. So we've taken our kids to the beach 100 times.
Yeah.
So Brody is going to be a senior next year, and it breaks my wife's heart, but all senior football players leave early now. They enroll early.
Yeah.
So I got 10 months with my oldest son, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, we've never been to the middle of our country. Like we spend our money to go support other countries, and we fly to the Caribbean and all this stuff and take cruises all over the sea, and it's like, let's go see America.
Yeah.
So we're going to do Mount Rushmore to Yellowstone to the Grand Canyon, and then see if we can't kill some animals in Texas with some of my rich buddies that have big ranches, and then come on home. So rented it for 17 days.
That'd be nice.
So it'll be fun. So I'll text you when I
My family, we've always every summer we always went out to the Black Hills and always went to see Mount Rushmore every summer. And so if you I got some places.
Let me know.
Yeah,
I'm flying blind.
We're in Texas, you hunting. Do you know yet?
So one of my Cole Beasley, shout out to my dog Bees. He's got a place in Junction, and which is like Mexico pretty much. And then up outside of Fort Worth, Kevin Cobb, who was like I hate to call him a big brother because if he watches this, he's gonna be like a brother, but maybe just maybe a big brother. Like he's the one person on planet Earth that's the most like me. So we challenge each other, we push each other, and we ain't scared to hurt each other's feelings. So he's made buku bucks and oil and fracking, and now he's a development, and he's doing good. Football was chump change, and he played quarterback. So so go see him and his family, and he's got all kinds of critters on his place. It's high fenced and the whole deal. So my son Brock and him are big buddies, so we'll go see them and then come on home. But anyways, yeah, anything you got, because the minute y'all leave, my goal in life, outside of making sure this company thrives and the kids thrive and you all go kick ass at your pro days, is to lay out that trip. Because right now I know where I'm going, but I have no idea where I'm staying. I don't know what. I mean, and I'm the kind of guy that I'll just hit the road. My wife will be like, "We're sleeping in the Walmart parking lot, you idiot." And yes, we have done that. So yeah, a little bit of knowledge on where to go and what to see and how to kind of navigate through there as I'm going to the next stop.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after you go show off.
Oh yeah.
At your pro day.
For sure.
All right, so Big Joe.
Yep.
Start with you, babe. Upbringing. Did you have two parents, one parent? Were you raised by wolves? Do you love your parents? Did you have any adversity as a kid that kind of shaped you? Like, just tell us a little bit about why Joe is Joe.
I have two great parents. Got a big sister, motivational to me. She's very driven, determined what she does. Had a great upbringing, nothing too out of this world adversity-wise. Loved playing baseball as a kid. Always thought I was going to be a baseball player. And didn't work out. People started throwing curveballs, and I started striking out more. But, adversity-wise, the biggest thing would be my mother gotten thyroid cancer, which in terms of cancer, it's not the worst you can have.
But the C word's a C word when it's your mama.
So, that was scary, and so that's a big bill. And then not too soon after that, my dad worked as an electrician forever. And he ended up getting laid off by the union or whatever company he was working for. And so we were kind of, floating Schitt's Creek without a paddle. And so he got an opportunity.
Have you ever heard that before? Goodness gracious, man. I'm a redneck. Can I steal that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't even know if it's a thing.
Floating Schitt's Creek without a paddle. It's a thing now.
Yep.
We're gonna make it a thing.
Taken.
So he got an opportunity through one of his buddies who had done the same thing, to where he got the opportunity to go overseas and work in Afghanistan as an electrician.
Your dad did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you work as a civilian in a war zone, and you get bonuses or whatnot for, endangerment or whatever.
So was he working for the military, for the U.S. military, or?
Working with, so he worked as an electrician, so he wasn't in the military, but he worked on like forward operating bases. And
he was making sure all their stuff operated.
Pretty much how it worked is they would, whenever they'd set up like a forward operating base, he was there to help wire up or fix any electrical problems they had, and then he'd fly back out to the bigger bases. But he did that for about a year and a half, and that's pretty nerve-wracking. Just got through my mom having cancer and her kind of recovering from that, thank God. And then right after he was gone for a year and a half, he'd come back every 2-3 months. But I was like in 6th and 7th grade. That's a scary thing because, to me, my dad is my hero. So that's a tough thing to go through. But, thank the Lord, he can made it back in one piece, not messed up in the head or anything that I can know of or that I know. But that'd be the biggest adversity I went through as a kid. And then, went through high school football and almost didn't play football in high school because I love baseball, and all through middle school and grade school, we sucked at football. We played with teams with like 13 people. I was like the backup kicker. I played both ways, and we just get our asses beat every game. So by the time I got to high school, I was like, I hate football. My high school coach, convinced me that you need to play football. I ended up working out for the best, and then went to Oklahoma State, played there for 6 years, loved Stillwater, loved all the coaches, and got the opportunity to come here.
I love it, man. And Gundy, right?
Gundy. Yep.
Gundy. He's been there forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That epic viral video of him going off on the reporters.
Yep.
I want to play for that dude.
Oh man, I'm 40.
Protect his kid. And we won't go down the rabbit hole of all you lovely people out there who think 19-year-old boys are responsible for your happiness.
Yeah.
So I'll like I said, people are going to stop watching this because I just make fun of people all the time. But Yeah, so good for him for being a man's man. I love it. Well, yeah, mom gets cancer and dad goes to war essentially. He's not going over there strapped in a bulletproof vest, toting guns, but to a sixth grade son, he's over there where bullets are flying.
Yeah,
And that's definitely understandable. I got some buddies in the military that I lean on as mentors that are high level operators and just I don't like the football to military comparison because I've never had to bury my friends. I've never had to go see my buddy's wife and say, you're never going to see your husband again.
No.
And your children are never going to see their father again. But at the same time, there's a lot of correlation with teamwork and, preparing for something. And then after it goes right or wrong, trying to fix it and make sure it doesn't happen again. And the brotherhood they have is, it might even be more special than ours. And not most importantly, but their transition out is brutal. Just like football players, you get institutionalized. You're so used to that, and then now I work with Timo, my guy. Give Timo a round of applause. Timo, you're the best. So it's cool, but yes, for a sixth grade boy, I can understand how that would probably feel. It's crazy. All right, Gus, my man, the Dakotas.
The Dakotas, yeah.
So born and raised.
Yep, born and raised in South Dakota.
Talk to me a little bit about your childhood. I know you talked about your dad a lot. He's a teacher. You want to be a teacher.
Yep.
Your dad's your hero.
Yep.
So listen up out there, kids, people. Like, you have a role as a father. Like, these two grown men that everybody's scared of and big, burly, and tough, but their dads was the standard. So we have a father problem and a manhood problem in a lot of communities in our country. And that's my thing for these kiddos around here, man, is your number one job on earth is to be a dad. And guess what? You're going to screw it up.
Yeah.
But just be there. Make sure you're there. Unless you have to go to Afghanistan to provide for your family, then you cannot be there. But that's not what I mean. So what about your family? Your parents still married?
Yep. They've been married since 1990, I believe. And so they've been together for a long time.
Were you born in the 2000s?
2001.
Good God. You too?
yeah.
feel
I know I
old.
don't look it, but
2000s. Yeah.
You feel old?
No, one time my kid said, like, you were born in the 1900s? So, yeah, I was, So, yeah, born in the 2000s. That's cool.
Yeah.
So born and raised up there.
Yep.
Do you have any siblings?
Yep. I have 3 other siblings. I have an older sister who lives out in Colorado. I have an older brother who still lives in Brookings. And then I actually have a twin sister. She just finished up basketball at Minnesota Duluth, and she's getting her master's in education right now.
So she's following Dad's footsteps too, huh?
She's a little bit smarter one.
So she'll probably be like the principal that you work for.
Probably, yeah.
That'd be awesome. So is that what does she want to do?
She wants to be, I believe she wants to do in middle school, and then kind of in the future go into more of an administration role, which is kind of something I've been kind of looking at, trying to get into middle school teaching, and then probably just something in athletics, like an athletic director or something like that. But it's something that I'm very passionate about. Kind of realized kind of in high school that that's something that I wanted to do, kind of coaching like the youth camps. At the football field, and kind of just realizing I have a really great talent for teaching the youth about something. And so kind of just growing up, always loved history too. My dad would always talk about history, and he'd always play a lot of like World War II movies.
Like American history or history in general?
American history.
American history?
Yeah, I'm not great at world history, but
That's all
American history I'm pretty good. I remember there was a car ride, Joe and I we were just quizzing each other on
some facts.
Yeah, we were just asking questions back and forth to each other.
Is he good?
He's good.
Yeah.
He's a real deal.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Fair enough. Well, that's awesome, man. What about your mom? What does she do for a living?
She works for Vera, and she kind of sells the at-home equipment for people. And she's been working there for a long time. Actually, always had to commute along about an hour for I don't know how long.
Every day?
Every day. But until COVID happened, she was able to work from home. And so getting to see her a little bit more because my apartment was 5 minutes away from my parents' house.
So you literally grew up in the town that South Dakota State's at?
Yes.
Okay.
My whole life, and so that's something I'm very proud of. Funny thing is, though, My dad actually went to the rival school that's about like 2 hours away from SDSU. It's USD. My dad went there. My whole family went there. And so then they moved into Brookings. And so we were like the biggest fans of their rivals. And we were living in the backyard. And so, but it was something weird. And then kind of just growing up, athletics was always a huge thing in my family.
Well, first off, do you have any idea what Vera is?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah,
like
Gus,
South
it's
Dakota
what Stanford or Sanford.
Sanford. I feel like I've seen a Sanford sign. Is that?
Yeah, it's like a hospital.
Okay.
It's kind of
Like
Midwest.
medical sales.
Yeah, like medical sales and stuff like that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
You're good. But no, athletics was always a huge part in my younger life. Had an older sister who she actually threw javelin in college. Older brother played at SDSU. He was what I think is the reason why I actually got a chance to play at the Division I level was because of him. And then, like I said, I had a twin sister who played Division II basketball, and so growing up, and our parents were always doing something with athletics.
Was your mom an athlete?
No, but she actually has the all-time rebound record at her high school.
Nice.
Something we always flex about. She doesn't like it.
Most humble people don't, but that's awesome. So I have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, very similar to your house. My wife sometimes, God love her, Alicia Smith, shout out, my best buddy in the whole world. Sometimes I feel like, because she grew up with one little brother who was 5 years younger than her, 6 years younger than her, right? My wife was a cheerleader, and I just made that sound bad, didn't I? Anyways, parents, keep wasting all your money on cheerleading. Keep doing it. It's awesome. The bright future in cheerleading out there. They can. So, anyways, so like for my kids, it's like they want to freaking kill each other all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They're so competitive, and they're so close in age. And it's like when you have a bunch of ballers all in one house. Was that how it was with you?
Yeah, we were all 3 years apart. I mean, my older sister was 6 years older than me. My older brother was 3 years older than me. And so growing up, it was always just kind of a fight, and I kind of feel like that's how it kept me so humble. Because if I ever did something like good, like I'd have my older siblings just not acknowledge anything. And then my older brother and I, he was always a bigger kid than me. We'd always roll out the blankets downstairs and move all the furniture and have like a big old wrestling match.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
That's like. So I was really hard on my oldest boy. He was the guinea pig. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Brody Smith. I had to learn how to be a dad with you. So, but then now my younger son, like I said, I learned my lessons with the guinea pig.
Yeah.
So now I'm hard on him, but but older brother wears his ass out.
Oh yeah.
And it's like he'll look at me like, Dad, and I'm like, he got it from me, so now you get it from him.
Well, like the one thing I always learned is made you tougher because you always had someone bigger than you always picking on you. Stand up for yourself, and you get your ass kicked, but you're gonna get tougher.
And that's the thing that I try to tell my wife is like, because I'm here at the gym all the time naturally, and I'm a man, so I know how a man's brain works. But I'm like, let somebody else pick on Brock and see how Brody like they lie for each other. They'll sneak each other in and out of the house. They're like trying to kill each other one minute, the next minute they're all lying for each other.
Yeah.
So like I said to Wyatt earlier, because he was talking about just the awesomeness of his family growing up, and I've been. I have to delete TikTok about every 3 months because it's like my drug, I guess, just to turn my brain off. Mm-hmm. So I'll just delete it, and every time I think about it, I'll just go to like the Bible app or whatever, and then I'll end up putting it back on my phone pretty quickly. But have a little reset from TikTok. But the thing that I saw a couple weeks ago was the only people that you spend your entire life with is your siblings.
Oh yeah.
Like my wife is my literal best friend on the entire planet. She's been putting up with my shit for so long, and she literally stood by my side from donating plasma to pour to watch me become a man.
Yeah.
While I tried not to listen for the majority of it. But 18 years of my life, I didn't even know who she was, or 16 years of my life. But my 2 little brothers, they're like, one of us will bury the other 2, and one, the whole deal. Hopefully, we all grow old and be happy. But like the sibling deal is my brothers are twins. So they're kind of like cousins.
Yeah.
They had each other, and but still, like the sibling thing is pretty cool when you think about that being the only people you ever truly spend your entire life with.
Yeah.
It's wild. So when I see siblings beefing like as adults because their spouses don't get along or whatever, it just breaks my heart because those are the people that will die for you the most.
Oh yeah.
Period. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Both y'all have awesome siblings and awesome parents. All right, boom. Well, you're a wrestler. Let's talk about the wrestling a little bit. Have you seen pictures in his leotard? Is that what it's called?
It's a singlet.
Same
It's not a
thing.
leotard.
Same thing.
Yes. So
No.
kind of the same.
I never wrestled. I grew up watching WWE.
But have you seen pictures of him?
No, I wish.
We'll find it. We'll send one to
Get
the
a
group
couple
text.
from my wallet or something.
Yeah, it's
I
coming.
was skinny. Boy. I was skinny.
It's coming to the group text today.
Why?
Why not? If it was Joe, would you want me to do it?
Fair point.
Yeah. So wrestled, you were good at it, huh?
I was okay, I think.
Well, you had to deal with your brother beating your ass your whole life. So did he wrestle too?
Yeah, he wrestled his whole life. My dad was our head wrestling coach, and so I grew up in the wrestling room.
My son Brock, my younger boy, and he's God, dear Lord, help Brock. He's a wild man, right? So he was. I don't know where they were, but somehow they just disappear, like at a high school basketball game. I'm there to watch my older son, or we're at my daughter's volleyball tournament or whatever, and Brock, it's like I don't know where he is. He smoking cigarettes outside? Is he safe? Who knows?
Yeah.
So he comes back and he's sweating and he's like all fired up and he's like, Dad, we've been wrestling in the wrestling room. And he's like, that mat is not soft at all. I'm like, what did you expect? But I always tell people, even in football, the most unforgiving opponent is the ground. Mm-hmm. And that wrestling mat, that thing is not soft.
No.
So, yeah, I'm too long and lanky. I wasn't a wrestler. All right, so boom, college careers go great. And then, so for both of you, why in the world did you choose Triple F?
To be honest with you, I kind of just lucked into it. I would have had an agent through the season, and things kind of went separate ways, and so I was kind of left stranded in December, and I was, I didn't know what I was doing, so I was kind of scrambling, and then ended up getting help, getting connected with my agent, and I just, through the grapevine, someone's like, this is where you need to go. And so it just kind of fell into my lap, and it's probably the best way it could have gone. At the time might have been, a little sour about how everything went and whatnot, but it ended up working out for the best, and that's kind of how I ended up in it.
I love it. So you didn't actually want to be here. You just kind of got forced into it. I love that, Joe. I'm glad you're here, buddy.
Not forced.
No, I'm just kidding. But that's another thing. All of us get obsessed, and we talk about the mindset stuff and all the spiritual Bible studies and stuff we've been doing, but you just get sucked into the chapter you're in. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, when you look back at the whole book, 80-year-old Gus and 80-year-old Joe, Lord willing, you don't have CTE and act weird when you're 65, but you already act weird, so me and you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Gus will be all right. Gus will be like us now when he gets CTE. Us, we're going to be chewing on straws and over in the corner. Yeah. But like you said, you're sour, and you look back and it's like, man, now look at this and this and this. So that's cool. But yeah, I know my dog Foxy. I know a little bit about the at least he made sure you got here. Mm-hmm. We'll kick his ass next time. What about you, Gus?
Yeah. So when I found my agent, we were kind of just talking about stuff. He gave me kind of these lists, and I was just kind of going through it, and couldn't really find anything I liked. A lot of the stuff was just the combine. That was it. It was just the testing numbers. How can we increase this? And then my agent brought your name up, and I was like, okay. And he showed me what kind of you offered and what you can guarantee us, and that just really drove me there to really make that final decision. And it was actually a funny thing.
Yes, I like this.
So I don't know how I remembered it, but when my agent told me your name, I was like, I remember that name from somewhere. How do Lee Smith? I know that name. I was like, I wonder why. And so then a week or two later, I'm here, and then all of a sudden I get on YouTube, and it was, you got a flag for jumping in the air and headbutting someone as a joke. I don't know why I remember that. I was just I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, and it's my cousin Ray, who was born 4 days after me. We were like twins, and my brothers were he was my first cousin. We're best friends to this day. Obviously, I got Rodney and Phil. It was my football family, but Ray is my one ride or die best buddy. And like I said, my brothers were always, like I said, they were like cousins sometimes because they know what each other are thinking, and you and your sister, you get it. Only twins get it.
Yeah.
Share a womb and all that crazy stuff.
Twin telepathy.
There we go. See, he's too
Big
smart.
word.
Yeah. But Ray, he texted me, I don't know, a few months ago, and he's like, bro, how is this going viral again? And it's that
was the
clip.
video.
Yeah, so it must have been around the time you saw it, because it
Yeah.
would have been probably mid-season or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough one in meetings.
Funny.
We won that. We won that game. I think I got a few personal fouls over the years, but I liked when I earned them. Not that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
Like just having fun.
But yeah, and I tried to act like that guy was my friend, but that dude did not like me. I didn't know him at all. I was kind of giving it. So, anyways, I deserved it. Boom. So, and hit me right between the teeth. You know, you can hurt my feelings. I just won't show it. Mm-hmm. Have you been pleased with everything here? Rich, Breno.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's been world class. I mean,
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't think you get anything better anywhere else.
No.
For sure.
Rodney and John, and like I said, I gotta get some turf built out back so we can quit traveling to high schools and stay here. But I do like a change of scenery every once in a while. And then that's the thing that I love too is there's no group on the planet like the offensive line.
Oh yeah.
And I love my tight ends. I was a tight end, but Gus to CJ, who's a black kid, grew up in the Northeast, to Essa, who's Polynesian and grew up in California, to Joe, to Marcus, who grew up in Chicago. And it's like, it's unbelievable to me just how pure the offensive line is, tried and true. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, every year, you guys just become family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we won't talk about all the stuff we've done here. I don't want your agents to watch this and think, I was playing the combine training. But I love that you guys have loved every bit of it. And I give you my word that next year's class, I'll try to do better. And then the class after that, I'll try to do better. Mm-hmm. And sooner or later, I might pat myself on the back. I had childhood a little bit like yours. Like, nobody ever said that, boy. It's like, hey, you could have done this better. Yeah. So that's naturally how I'm wired, and I'll keep trying to do it. But I am proud of this year's class, proud of you guys, man. You've been working your ass off. Rich is awesome.
Body by Rich.
Oh, yeah, another thing, Matt, first year with Matt.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Matt.
I mean,
where's is he Australian or English? I always forget.
He's British, isn't he?
British.
He's British.
I mean, it's just a lot of stuff I'd never thought about, Coming from Oklahoma State, it's a little more old school weight program, and I mean, you're not focusing on all the combine stuff, so it's kind of getting down to more of the mechanics of how to run. It's just stuff I'd never would even thought of. So, I mean, I've really enjoyed, just even the little small tweaks that make a huge difference that you just never would have thought about.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. And another funny part is everybody just make fun of his accent.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. He's right here in Hillbilly Town, USA, and all. But that's once again that took me a while after I retired, man. And that's one thing I'll encourage you guys to do. Now you know where you're going. Like you're going to be comfortable in your life after football because you've already, what's it called? Not visualized, but whatever.
Mapped it out.
Yeah, whatever the word is out there that everybody's always talking about. Put yourself in the moment. So you already know what your future is going to look like without football. But just that brotherhood that you guys have here, and that's when guys transition out. That's what they struggle with the most. Yeah. It's not because I wish I could go hit my head against another man again. It's like no, they miss their buddies and their brotherhood and the offensive line. Like I said, the military to offensive line is special. The whole team is special, but the offensive line is special. And you guys have. So I know we got a few odd birds, and every year some guys don't necessarily go to dinner together every night. But the way y'all kind of form your little packs in the beginning, and by the end it's everybody. Mm-hmm. Every year it works that way. So that's cool, man. I love it. Well, if you had to give a child between 14 and 18 years old in this town a little bit of advice, Joe, just that you've learned in your life, whether it's when shit sucks, do this. When you're in your own mind or you're struggling like we all do or whatever, what's something that is just one little thing that you've always leaned back on, or whether it came from your dad or a preacher or whoever, what's something that you feel like has been able to get you through tough stuff in life? Or, hey, I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
I have a couple things. I mean, it's nothing like groundbreaking. The biggest thing with anything that happens to you, and you getting stuck in this, bad feeling of whether it's depression, sadness, or whatever. It's just all about time. It takes time. Nothing's going to happen like that, unless it's some big decision. But it's one of them things. It's like it sucks now, but it takes time. When you look back on it, it's never as bad as you thought it was. Usually, it's such a small amount of time that seems so important, and you feel so shitty or whatever. But it just takes time. And then, I mean. One thing I always remembered, I guess speaking more like religiously or something, was my dad had a buddy who ended up going to jail for doing some, bad things, and didn't kill anyone or anything like that, but ended up serving some jail time. And my dad had in his Bible was a big sheet of stuff that he'd written down. I don't know if it was a class he learned or whatnot, but the one that always stuck out to me the most is that salvation is a gift, not a paycheck. So, Jesus died on the cross. You're already saved. You're good enough. You're already good enough. It's not something you have to earn, just that kind of you're enough.
Preach, my friend. And once again, to everybody watching, we're back to fathers. Back to godly men who lead their families. And godly men who lead their families give their children a sense of strength that God, it breaks my heart for kids that don't have that. And that's one of the big reasons this gym is here and No Athlete Left Behind. And a lot of the things we do is just to put you guys, you probably don't even realize it, but these kids around here and No Athlete Left Behind, like if you go back and watch your entire process here, those are the boys that would linger around y'all the most. And you don't even realize who they are sometimes because nobody here really does. I mean, if a kid is friends with one of the No Athlete, they know that they have a single mom and they're poor and they know they're probably not paying to be here. That's understood with some of our kids. But as far as like the experience and them mingling with the other kids, no one knows the difference. So you guys definitely wouldn't because you don't know their situations. But just there's something you said at some point that came from having a Christian father that impacted a kid here and you didn't even realize it. And it all started with your dad. And that's the kind of stuff that gives me chill bumps and fires me up. So, all right, Gus, what about you? Change a kid's life. Here we go, Gus. This better motivate us. Tell him, Joe.
I would
On the
kind
line.
What'd you say?
Said it's all on the line right here, Gus.
shoot. That's another thing. They've made fun of my accent so much.
But you just smiled about making fun of Matt's.
Well, he's British.
Doesn't feel so good, does it?
What I would say would be don't be scared to ask questions. If you're scared, if you're not understanding something, if you're confused, whatever, someone is always going to be there to help you out, no matter what. Because I guarantee somebody has kind of been in your shoes, understands what you're going through, and so you never have to be alone in any of those things. Just don't be scared. Just to ask somebody about something if you're struggling with something.
What if you just feel so weak and embarrassed and you just don't feel feel like you're going to get made fun of or whatever? How would you say to go through that? Because I feel like as men we're told don't cry, be tough, and then now it's hey, go ask somebody for help with your problems. And I think that's a big shift right now for men that is necessary. Is everybody needs help.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay to not be okay. So when I hear you say ask questions, and immediately it goes to like social studies class. But I don't mean that to direct towards you. But in reality, it's not necessarily asking my question, but hey, man, I'm feeling this. Have you ever been here? Or have you ever known anybody that's been here? Or, like, I need help right now.
Yeah.
I need help with what's going on in between my ears.
Yeah. Like during the season, I was really struggling with the passing of my grandma. And so my O-line coach just asked me to come in his office. I tried toughening it up, not showing anything because I was kind of taught, don't cry. You can't show any feelings. And so he kind of just stood there, gave me a hug, and I broke down.
Game over.
I couldn't handle myself. And so it was just something that I was scared to reach out and ask for help. And he saw it right away. He saw me trying to hide it. And so he just called me into his office. We talked about it for about half hour or so because he was going through some stuff with his family too. And so I would just say you can find, like for me, it was teachers are always there. Coaches will always be there for you. They always want what's best for you. They don't care what anybody else will think. If you have a problem, you go to someone that has some experience or has wisdom. Like a teacher or a guidance counselor, or somebody there that can help you.
And that shows your heart that you want to be that resource for kids the rest of your life, which shows the man you are. So props to your family and the people that raised you. And I think there's two sides to that story of like, as men in those roles, like you're getting paid around here. I don't know how it is in South Dakota or Oklahoma, but you're getting paid $3,500 to coach high school football. After you teach math all day. or after you work your full-time job all day if you're not in the school. And I don't know what it is when you break it down by the hour, but it ain't minimum wage, and they're missing their own families because they love the sport naturally, but they want to impact your life.
You don't get into that kind of stuff for the money. You do it to teach the youth.
And that's my thing for all men and women out there too, is like when you spend every day with somebody and they're trying to tough it out, like Gus, I would take you into a bar fight with me, regardless of whether you look like an accountant and you're a future social studies teacher and you're not as weird as Joe, but like you're tough as nails, but you just needed a hug for crying out loud. Like a man hugged you.
Yeah.
Like that's the stuff that we run from as men. So like I've told y'all before, I didn't think my tear duct worked for about 20 years, and here lately I've turned into some soft as baby shit. Lord have mercy, it's bad, but it's been freeing. And like I said, I'm not gonna go cry at the Target to the cashier because But there's certain men I've leaned into, and it's like, man, I've been fighting this stuff for like it's just a losing battle. It's a losing battle. So, anyways, well, boys, I'm fired up for both of y'all. Go do your thing. We'll get a little work in tomorrow and party on and kick y'all out of here. And you're welcome here anytime, the rest of your life. And my phone number ain't changing. My wife tells me all the time, because I get these calls. It's like, how did this person get my number? Well, I'll tell you how they got my number, because too many damn people have my number.
Yeah.
And I always tell her and tell myself, like, I never know when that one person from college or 10 years ago that, like, they might be in rock bottom and, like, they might just dial my number. And that might be their last resort before whatever. They harm themselves or their family or, have that drink they haven't had in 10 years or whatever. So my number's never changing. So hit me up anytime. I got a ton of love for you guys. You guys have made this place better this year, so I appreciate you. Appreciate all the youth sessions you coached for me. I'm going to have to start coaching myself again, I guess, while y'all are leaving. I'll get one more out of you tomorrow. What are y'all doing tomorrow at noon? Or not Sunday or Saturday?
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
Nice. I also, is that CTE?
Probably.
I owe some of y'all some money from last week, so we got to make sure I settle up with you boys. Unc chased me down a few weeks ago, like, hey, I'm sorry.
And Wyatt and I led the whole thing.
I love it. Yeah, there's always two of y'all that actually do the work, and everybody else stands around and expects the same pay. It's like government work around here on those sessions.
Yeah.
Y'all do a good job, though. Thank you. Yep. You all aren't the distractions. All right, boys. Much love. Thank you for that. All the kiddos out there, you heard it from, and that's my favorite thing about this time is all these kids walk around here and they're looking at y'all like you're so cool. In all reality, you're in the most uncomfortable, scary time of your life. But nothing's known. Everything's unknown. So find some awesome people to pour into y'all. Then you all pour into the kids, and it trickles down. And then the one thing I've had to learn over the last couple of years is I have to find the person that I lean into. And that's changed my life. So for you all to say that to the youngsters, especially the ones without fathers at home, is awesome stuff. And I appreciate you guys. Anything you ever need from me, call me. Anything you ever need from Body by Rich, call him. And keep being you. If y'all do that, you'll be fine.
Sounds good.
Hut, hut.
Hut.
Ooh.